Hello, everybody. It's Chris Brody, and I am your host. And we're going to talk about a product that it's an awesome product. It's called the Wealth Builder. And so let's put this on here. And here we go. So thank you for joining me. This is called the Wealth Builder, and it's an awesome opportunity for those that well, let me talk about that a little bit here. What holds most Americans back? Debt, lack of money, time, storms of life. Many things that hold us back, isn't there? Debt, let's talk about that. Now, look at this picture. It's pretty hard to really see it. But I have to do these colors the way it is so we can see it. But the storms of life are here. Debt, number one, it's a big giant cloud over our lives. We have good debt and there's bad debt. So, we have home loans, car loans, credit cards, school loans. These debts they drain our dreams, don't they? I mean, to take a vacation, we got to get out our credit card. I get one paid off, and then the storms of life come along, don't they? And then we're back into debt again. Home loans. Got to live somewhere. Just a decent home is becoming unreachable, isn't it? Average home price in America, just a little bit over $500,000. Seems like these are the only options in today. Is a tiny home, a trailer, maybe even a tent. You might even living in your car. With the skyrocketing and inflation, cost of living and taxes, our pocket money is dwindling, isn't it? Car loans. Got to get to work. A car is a depreciating asset. Just driving it off the lot, it loses value, doesn't it? Now, I know in 1965 is many years ago, but it was only 5 years after I was born. A Ford Mustang was just shy of $2,000. Now it's over 30 grand, possibly even more if you get a faster one. Got to get a good job so I can get a good car. So I got to get a career, don't I? Careers cost money. College loans, right? College loan, 30 years or more to pay it off. Heck, some people never pay it off, do they? And well, credit cards. What's in your wallet? Paper or plastic? Or do you have credit cards or cash? How many cards do you have in your wallet? One, two, three, four, five, maybe even more. Compared to how many $20 bills you've got. Tell me. Storms of life. The list is endless. We all know them because we live them, don't we? I can't even put them on here. There's just too many things that can happen to us, isn't there? Isn't it time to build wealth? Build wealth in your family, not Wall Street's pockets. I mean, think about it. The loans and credit cards and home mortgages. Where's all that interest going anyway? It goes to Wall Street, not to my street, not to your street. Let's put it on your street, shall we? The Wealth Builder. Blue skies are coming. How would most Americans feel if they were to eliminate all their debt in 9 years or less, including their mortgage, without spending any more money than they're currently spending? Build a cash nest egg. Tax-free growth and income. Does that concern you? Do taxes concern you? No required minimum distributions to worry about. Hey, some people are about to retire, and look at this. They're wondering, when do I have to pay required minimum distributions? What do I got to do? I got to take my money out of what my investments are in my 401k or my traditional IRA, and I got to pay taxes on that money, or I'm going to get penalized, right? No Wall Street to worry about. How would you like to leave a leveraged legacy? Increase your cash flow. How to do that? So it's combined. It's two types of life insurance combined. I'm licensed in many states, and I've been doing this since 1997, is helping people with life insurance. I started out selling term and investing the difference in something. Most people didn't have any money to invest, so they're still in debt. So what we did here, we put together a program that we combine whole life and term insurance with paid up additions. We combine those so we can give families hope again. Imagine with me, what would you do with an extra money if you became totally debt free in 9 years or less, including your mortgage, without spending any more money than you're currently spending? Well, how do you do that? How does anybody do that? This is what we do. This is what we do. You got to get with us. So that way you can dream again. You maybe take take some cash that you save back and you can go on vacation. Maybe get that real retirement going, right? Financial independence. Give back to society. I mean, the list is endless, isn't it? But if you don't have any cash, it's hard to do, isn't it? How do we do this? Well, the strategy is to maximize the PUA, the paid up additions, and minimize the amount of life insurance, thereby giving you maximum loan potential. This scenario, the borrowed money is from the face amount or future dollars. Dollars available before you pass, tax-free. The loan amount can be paid off with the interest and dividends that the total deposited PUA generates. I'll explain. Let's take this for example. The total deposited in your PUA is 10 grand. I don't know. It's just an example. All right. It doesn't have to be 10. It could be more. It could be less. But in this situation, in this example, it's 10 grand. You loan $5,000. Now, wait, let's back up a little bit. Most banks, if you had a balance of $10,000 and you borrowed $5,000 from your account, you would have a $5,000 balance, correct? If the money market rate was 4%, your gain is $200, isn't it? Because 5,000 times 4% is $200. Well, with a PUA balance of 10,000 and your loan is 5,000 from future dollars, what is the interest or dividends based on? It's based off the total PUA deposited, $10,000. If the interest rate is 5,000, if the amount 5,000, my gosh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? If the interest rate is 5%, your return is $500. And so you have two choices, right? Two choices available. You can get 200 or 500. What would most families say they'd want? 500, right? Well, so would I. That's why I have one of these. I have one for myself, and my spouse has one, and both my children have one of their own. So basically, the choice is you pay off the loan with the gains, or the gains could build more PUA. It's your choice. So how to pay back the loan? Remember the $10,000 and borrowed $5,000, the $500 gain in only 10 years, the loan is paid off automatically. That is if you want it to pay back the loan. Otherwise, it just builds more PUA. Wonder if I don't pay off the loan, what happens? Well, life does happen to all our plans. Things change. We could make plans all day. I mean, okay, it's about football season, isn't it? So here we go. We got to go down to get to the goal line, right? And our plan is to get that ball over that goal. Isn't that correct? And so what happens is we have a plan to get there, but for some reason, our adversaries, the other team, is forcing us not to get there. I mean, we could have a fumbled ball. We could have an injury. We could have misplays. The passes don't make it. The runnings don't make it. We never get there, right? So life happens just in every day. So let's assume you don't get to pay off the loan before you pass. What happens? Well, the policy, if it's in force, which most of the time it is, all right, with the whole life, right? You get the face amount minus the loan amount minus the interest plus the PUA deposits. And it's all tax-free. Well, you don't get it. Your benefactors would get it. Okay. So this is legacy building. A little bit and get a lot later. All right. And look, you're using this type of method to what? Get out of debt. That's our number one goal, is to get out of debt with it. It's amazing. This is the most amazing concept I've ever seen in my life. Like I said, I've been doing life insurance. I started out with term, invested. I have never seen anything like this before. And I am so excited to help people get there. See how, now look at this. See how this could work for you. How to get started. You contact the person who showed you this presentation for a complimentary wealth builder assessment. There is no obligation. There is no cost. We are licensed in many states. So just get with us. And I'll tell you the phone number here in a minute. Okay. I wanted to talk about the business opportunity. You know, the Wealth Builder 1 is fantastic. Wealth Builder 2 is even better than that. But how would you feel if you were involved in helping families get out of debt and start building what? You'd feel really good about it, wouldn't you? I mean, most people would. I get really excited about doing this. Today might be your day. You only have to get one license. Just one license, life insurance. I have the course on my YouTube channel, but you got to tell me that you want to do this, and I will send you the private link for you to start studying for the exam. So there is an exam by the state. So there's only one certification required, and it's through my university, Chris Brody University. See, I say that right there. One carrier is required. Okay. Starting contract is 50%. And we train you. You don't just go out there nilly-willy, okay? You will be trained on how to do this. So, all right, you're trained by me or one of my other associates. All right, I'm the CEO, by the way, just I'll let you know that. So starting contracts, 50%. Promotions after 10 and 10. That is basically in a 2-month rolling. I'll explain that later, okay? What is 10? What is 10? So the representative is at 50%. You're licensed, and you can make 50% on life insurance sales. So District 60 division and on up to regional vice president, 90%. You can see that right there. And overrides start at 60%. So what that means is when you're at district level and you're at 60% and you have a representative at 50%, that's a 10% difference, isn't it? So you'd be making a 10% override off of that representative's production. That's fair? That's fair, because you're the leader and you know information. You know how to do this business. You might as well get compensated for something that you know. Wouldn't you agree? Overrides is really the true wealth building. True, very true. Wealth Builder 1 is a great place to start. However, Wealth Builder 2 is even better. Overrides and roll-ups. Overrides and roll-ups. By the way, what is a roll-up? That is, you know, somebody gets involved, they get licensed, they make a sale, and for some reason they quit. Well, all that business rolls up to the person that's above them. All right, is their upline, their manager, whatever you want to call it. All right. So that's what I'm talking about. That's the roll up. So, you know, they say, oh my gosh, what happened to this guy? Well, he died, you know, and so he's gone. The person's gone. So who's going to help me out? Who's going to help my family out? I've been trying to get this guy to meet with some of my family members. And so what do I do? And so it would roll up to that upper manager. Okay. So on the path to regional vice president, starting rep to regional, right? 50% first promotion after 10 new associates. Now I'm talking 10 new associates. What's an associate? That's a person that's a greenie. That's a person that isn't even licensed yet. They're not even licensed. No, no, not licensed. They didn't pay me a dime to get started or anything. They're just starting to learn the system. They're starting to learn the opportunity. They're starting to learn how to get out of debt. And 10 programs are started in 2 months. That's what 10-10 is. All right. So then they're promoted to a district leader at 60%. Okay. Repeat for more promotions. You get up to RVP. Recruiting is a key, not the key, a key to your success. Don't ever judge anybody of their abilities. You know, if I was judged, I would never gotten a license. It was you know what? This guy sells pens and magnets and notepads and stuff like, who is he? You know, heck, he never finished college. You know, he's a veteran. what does he know? You know, they would overlook me. I didn't go to the right college. I didn't even, did several colleges, but I never did finish. All right. And so, you know, they would never have hired me. I'm too old, you know, whatever. Right. I mean, I don't know where you're at, but don't ever judge anybody of their abilities. Let them decide. Give everybody an opportunity to build wealth. I mean, I'm giving you an opportunity to build wealth. So why not give other people the opportunity to build wealth? And you don't need to recruit to make money. Serious. You don't have to. There's no money in making. There's no money in it by recruiting anybody. If there was, that's an illegal pyramid. And by the way, you have to get licensed and stay within the law to be able to do this stuff. Okay, you have to be a good character, fingerprinting and all that stuff. However, mentors learn more than trainees. Did you know that? I learn more teaching than I do receiving information. It's really weird. Become a mentor in somebody's life. Help somebody make a better lifestyle for themselves. New rep got licensed. Starting compensation 50% on the average annualized premium per case. The average. Okay. Remember, I talked about this is life insurance with a PUA. Okay. So the average case is at $1,240. The advanced commission is 75% or 50%. So they're going to advance you some money. And so that is $465. And you would get a balance on 10, 11, and 12. Now, for some reason, if for some reason the program was canceled because they didn't want it anymore, they said, oh, I don't want this, you know. So you'd have to pay that back. That's why they only advance 75%. But the way we teach, people don't quit. They see results. What would an extra $465 per month do for you? What would it do for you? Pay off a debt? Maybe you can afford a car now, a decent one, right? If you do one a week, $1,860 per month, and you're working part-time. Serious. I'm working on a case right now. I met him just yesterday, and said, this is what I want. I want to do this. And I said, okay, fine. Let's set up a time. And I'll probably have maybe 2 hours in it. Not too bad. That's still part-time, isn't it? Get promoted. New compensation, 60% average annualized premium per case. We did that before. All right, now you're up to 558, right? So what would an extra 558 do for you? You answer that question. If you were to do one a week, that's $2,200 per month and working part-time still. Got overrides. Okay, same numbers. And you're looking at 558. You remember the other person, they're making for something, and you did 3 of those, right? That's their compensation. And so 3 reps, right? 337, 373 is the difference. So, you know, here they are. That's the override, the 1,100, and there's your compensation, 2,200. So $3,300 a month part-time, doing one a week. Now, what would you do? Let me ask you, what would you do with this? Well, I want to get out of debt. That's right. You want to get out of debt, and you get out of debt, and that's what you do, right? Or, wow, let's take a vacation. We could pay cash. What a concept. Grow your organization. Go RVP. Imagine having a team of 50 reps, 50 licensed reps, and nobody's in between. Just 50 reps that are direct to you as a regional vice president. Your override is 40%. Average, remember the average premium, blah, 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 right? So now it's 504 as a regional vice president. You train, you mentor them, you help them, you build that organization, right? 50 reps, they're doing one a month. You're getting a $25,000 paycheck. That's not too bad. $100,000 for the month if they did one a week. By the way, you're still part-time. And I'm not talking, what part of 24 hours that you want to work, right? It's still part-time because everybody else is working and you're helping and training and mentoring. And there might be some meetings along the way, and you want to meet with your folks and maybe go play some golf and maybe do some pickleball, you know, maybe go, hey, meet us down there in Florida. We'll do a little swim deal, you know, you grow and have fun. My goodness, what a perfect, this is like the perfect job, but we're not just over broke. We're building wealth. How do you get started? Well, you can email me or you could call me or text me. Compensation quote in this illustration. I'll let you read this. There's no guarantee. By the way, there's no guarantee that you make any money in this. Okay? And this is the compensation here. As an associate, you make no money, by the way. You're first starting. You'll probably spend some money to get licensed. You don't pay me. You pay the state. You pay the exam people, right? Exam companies and outfits. Now, training, I have that on my YouTube channel, my private YouTube channel. And as soon as you say, yeah, I like the opportunity, I will send you the link so you can get trained to get that's the course. Now, some states will accept my course. Now, other states do not. So you might be in the wrong state to where you have to pay a fee to go through their course. Right. But for those particular states like Kansas and Missouri, you don't need to go pay another fee for that. You can go save $150 or $99 or whatever and just go through me and get it done at Chris Brody University. So, and that's I should have put that on there. It's Chris Brody TV is my YouTube channel, and I post other things on there. But the private channel, I would send you the coursework. This is a 1099 opportunity. You would have to take, basically, it's an opportunity. You control your time, not me or any other person in our organization. You are not an employee. You will need to take care of all your own taxes, your chargebacks, and other financial obligations. You decide when and where and how much time you desired to put into this opportunity. Is that fair enough? The cost associated with starting fees that associate needs to consider before starting is pre-licensing courses, testing, licensing, continuing education, mileage, travel, conferences, meetings, and etc. And they are not reimbursed by Chris Brody Incorporated. This is my information right here. You can pause the video and copy them down or whatever you want to do. Important, please read this. This opportunity is not guaranteeing any income. It is very possible to not to make money in this opportunity, even after paying for all fees required to get licensed and stay in compliance with the law. Also, it is up to you as the associate to pass the required state exams and continuing education. Also, you must be legal to work in the United States of America to qualify for any state licensing or contracting with insurance carriers. Special note right down here. This is not an illegal pyramid scheme. No compensation from recruiting individuals. You are not required to purchase life insurance or any financial products to come on board with this business opportunity. If you came across a company that you have to pay something to get involved with, you might want to do some more research. But you don't pay me a dime. You got that? You don't pay me anything. No dime, no penny, nothing. Unless you're going to buy a book through me or something like that. But look, I am not an illegal pyramid scheme. Period. Thank you very much. for your time. Again, my name is Chris Brody. I'm the CEO of Chris Brody Incorporated. Thank you and have a great day. Stop the video. Trying to stop the video.